everybody, happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you so much for joining me. I just recently made a really big announcement on my other channel. I'm not going to spoil the surprise by talking about it anymore here, but I just want to say I posted the video yesterday on my main channel, so definitely check that out if you haven't already, and thank you so much to those of you who have. So it is St. Patrick's Day, and I wanted to review something green, and it's the I Divine palette in Garden of Eden, and this was part of my recent Sleek haul. I will link to that video below if you want to see more of like a general overview of a lot of the stuff I'm trying right now from Sleek. Now this is not the only Sleek palette that I own, but the other ones that I have, like I feel like they're so different, and my opinions are so different on them. I definitely want these to be something that I review individually. This one is really cool because while it does have a big green focus in it, like, you know, half of the palette is green, there's also some fun, like kind of neutralish purple colors in here as well, which I think just makes for, you know, a lot of different color combinations that you could come up with. Here's a look at the swatches, and I think you can tell everything's showing up like really true to color. How it came off in the palette is really how the shadows are coming off in the swatches, and I can vouch for the fact that they really come off similarly on the eyes as well, with a couple of exceptions, which I will explain in a second. Here's those really deep matte colors, super impressed with those. The purple tones are a lot of fun as well because they're not really like classic purple colors. There's a lot of lilac, some kind of dusty lavender shades that are not like in-your-face purples, but still create really gorgeous looks. As far as the matte and shimmer balance in this palette, these two deep shades are matte, this spring green is matte, and then you've got a couple of shades that seem to come off on my eyes pretty much matte. In the palette, they look like a matte shade that's almost got a little sparkle sprinkled in, if you know what I mean. And they are this lilac up here, and then this shade down here, which is a very soft brown. You see the sparkle in there, but don't be deterred from using them like you would, you know, a matte color. I think they can be nice soft crease shades if you're looking for something other than those super dark ones to use in your crease. But 7 out of these 12 shades are what I would call highly shimmery. So if shimmer is really something you like to use just very sparingly in your looks, you know, it might be a bit much for you if you're a real matte shadow girl. But I really love this palette. The primary reason why is the quality of the shadows. I think it's really great. Really nice pigmentation. I don't notice these being overly flaky or, you know, overly prone to fallout, but just fabulous pigmentation in this palette, not just with those shimmery shades that are catching your eye, but the matte shades. I mean, it can be tough to come up with, you know, matte colors that are dark that actually still show up true to their color rather than just looking like a deep shade on your eye. And just for the record, I'm not saying that that's a consistent thing across all Sleek palettes, that I love all the dark matte shadows, but they're really, you know, kicking butt in this palette for sure. I really would have liked it if there was a lighter highlight shade than this. This is kind of deep to be like a highlight on my skin. I think one creamy matte shade would have been really nice to throw in this palette. And the way I got my look today, I primed my lids first, and then I used the matte spring green color on the inner half of my lid, and then I went in with one of the shimmery emerald shades, such a pretty color, and I patted that all over the rest of my lid. I started to get that up into the crease and blended that out some, and then I went in with one of my favorite shades in this palette, which is that dark matte green. And what I love about it is it comes off dark, it comes off matte, but you also really see the green in this shade as well. So I patted that on the outer corner, kind of shaped my look a little bit with that small brush, and then blended out the edges with a fluffier brush. And then I did use that kind of goldeny shade just right on the edge of the green to make it blend in a little bit more with my skin tone, but I didn't really apply that like a highlight. On my lower lash line, I did some more of the matte green and some of the shimmery emerald green just smudged on my lower lash line, and I finished the look with a little bit of winged liner and some liner in my waterline as well. Like I said, I'm not speaking for every Sleek palette I own because I have noticed some major differences, and I'll continue to review what I have, but this is probably one of my favorite things from Sleek that I've got. You'll be so impressed with how pigmented and delightfully shiny those shimmery shades are, but also how rich and how bold the matte colors can be as well. Have a great St. Patrick's Day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.